Hello everyone, my name is Purna. Today I will guide you through the setup and configuration of an agent created in Microsoft Copilot Studio with a .NET application using the Agent SDK recently developed by Microsoft. Before we dive into the setup, let's go over the prerequisite you will need. You need to have a subscription for Microsoft Azure and Copilot Studio. I won't be covering how to obtain this subscription as there are plenty of resources available in the internet to guide you through the process. An agent is created in Microsoft Copilot Studio, or we need to access the existing agent there. And the ability to create an application identity in Azure for a public client or native app registration, or access an existing registration with the Copilot Studio invoke API permission assigned. So here is the Microsoft 365 Agent SDK that available in GitHub. And if you scroll down below, you will see there is agent for .NET repository. Let's go inside it. Inside the SRC, there is a sample folder. Under that, you can see there is a project Copilot Studio client sample. So here uh, we have see some sample code how to connect to an agent from Copilot Studio, and just download that project and open in your Visual Studio. If you build this application, you will see a couple of missing reference. So just remove those missing reference first, and we will freshly add those NuGet package. So we need to add Microsoft Azure Copilot Studio client package. Let's install it. Now you can see the reference is resolved. Here you can see activity reference is missing. So just remove that missing reference and add the activity class source namespace, Microsoft Agent protocol primitives. Now that is added, and let's build the project again and we'll see. Yeah, so build is successful. Save the solution. So what next we have to do now? Now next step is need to create an agent in Copilot Studio. So what exactly we need to do? Right click on the new agent button. It will give the interface to create an agent. Then click on skip. It will give you interface to change the name of your agent. So on this context, I will give demo agent. If you want to add description, you can provide here below. Then click on create button. So your agent will be created. It will take some time. So wait with patience. Now the agent is created. So then you need to publish it. Once the publish done, go to the settings, then advanced, click on metadata. Here you need to copy schema name and environment ID, because these are the identifier to connect your agent from your .NET application. So just copy this and you need to put it in our console app. So there is a JSON file here. You need to mention this environment and uh, schema name. So let's go back to the steps again. So here in this step, we have to create an application registration in Entra ID. So basically, it requires permission to create application identity in your Azure tenant. So let's go to the Azure portal. Here you can see a Microsoft Entra ID. If you don't see, you can search it. Then go to that Entra ID portal. Here you will see there is a add button. If you expand that drop down, You will see there is app registration. Just click on that. You can register an application here. Just give a name. In this case, I'm given something demo as in test. And in the next set of list, just select the accounts in the registration directory only for single tenant. And from this redirect URI, just select public client native mobile and desktop. And in this text box, just mention HTTP localhost and click on register. So here you need to copy the client ID and directory ID. So that need to be updated in that JSON file in our console application. So that we need to copy here. Once you copied, what we need to do, right? We have already created a Copilot Studio agent. Then we created a application registration in Entra ID for authentication. So now let's run this App Console application. So this will try to open a login window. Basically, it will try to authenticate the user. So you just picked your account. It require multi-factor authentication. So just need to approve from your authenticator app. So once you approved, you see it is failed because if you see the uh, error message, invalid resource, the client request access to a resource which is not listed in the requested permission in the client application registration. So basically, we need to provide that API permissions in order to access our agent through the Entra. Okay, so let's go back to the Azure portal. Here we need to expand the manage. Under this manage, you can see something called API permission. This one, just select this. It will open a screen. Let's click on add permission. So here we need to select API my organization's user. We need to search Power Platform API. Let's select this. Here we need to expand the Copilot Studio. Just select the checkbox Copilot Studio, Copilot's invoke, add permission. Okay. So after adding the permissions, we need to grant the admin consent to the user basically. Now the permission granted. Now let's go back to the console application. Again, run this application. It will try to authenticate the user again. Pick an account, approve that through your authenticator app. So once you approved, now the authentication complete. And you can see in the console, right, the bot is connected, my demo agent. Uh, Here I can interact with the Copilot agent. And I just asked, how are you? And it just replied, it's a virtual assistant. So this is how you can establish connections with Copilot agent from your .NET application. You need to follow these steps, and there are a few missing references that need to be resolved. This is just a demo how to integrate an agent from Copilot Studio with your .NET application, but we can have plenty of use cases in real time. And this is all for the session today. Thank you.